Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. Today we are going to take one of my old bulletin boards that I've had probably for like 5+ years, and we're going to give it a little makeover so that it fits in my brand new craft room. This is a super easy technique in craft, and it's a really fun way to bring some brightness and color and joy into your space. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's go.
I want to put a scalloped frame around my bulletin board, so I ordered these little scalloped edge wood pieces from Amazon, and I'm going to orient them as a frame around my board. Now I am going to use my miter saw to miter the edges to make this an actual frame around the outside of the board, but if you don't have a saw, you can either miter these by hand. I will link some mitering shears in my Amazon shop along with all of the other supplies I'm using in this video that you can cut these by hand, or you can create a frame around the back of your bulletin board as well. I've seen that a lot on Pinterest if you don't want to miter your edges or have to really cut these all too much. But these are really thin little wooden boards that you can easily cut by hand. You don't need a big saw to complete this project. The fabric I'm using I got from a local fabric shop here in Colorado, and it is the perfect thing to go with the theme of my craft room. It's a pink fabric with flowers and butterflies and a few little aqua accents in there, and pink and teal and aqua and Tiffany blue are all my favorite colors. I do everything in that color. So I thought this fabric would be perfect. What I'm going to do is place my bulletin board face down onto my fabric, which is also face down, and I'm going to cut that to size, leaving about maybe like 2 inches around each edge so that I can wrap it around the entire board. Before I start attaching it to the bulletin board though, I am going to iron it to try and get out some of those folding creases. Now, I'm not too concerned with this because my goal is to really fill this board up with all of my ideas and inspiration, cute little quotes and things that just like make me happy and inspire me to create fun things. So you're really, in the end, as I start to add to this board, you're really not going to see a ton of this fabric. It'll just be poking through all of my inspirational things. Now that I've got my fabric ironed, I'm going to attach the fabric to my board. So again, placing the fabric face down, the board face down, I'm going to use a combination of a regular glue and my hot glue. Now this glue that I started out using is the Ultimate from FLYNN's, and I hate it. It's awful. I wish I had E6000, but I don't. So I was trying to use this as kind of an E6000 alternative. I think if you have E6000, definitely use that combined with your hot glue. But this glue sucks. Do not buy this. But what I'm doing is placing my adhesive on the long parts of the frame and then using my hot glue on the corners to help it hold while that glue dries. So I'm going to go edge by edge here, and I'm going to pull the fabric tightly around the edges, pressing it down onto the adhesive, working my way around. And then when I have a corner to do, I'm going to fold the corner kind of how you would put a sheet on a bed. I don't know why that's what I was thinking of when I was doing this. Putting a sheet on a bed, like when you would tuck in that top sheet to your mattress, or if you're wrapping a gift. So you'll bring one flap down, fold the other second flap down in diagonally, and then wrap that around to get a nice sharp corner. Now, this isn't the prettiest thing ever, but this is the back of the board. No one's ever going to see this, so I don't really care. I'm going to use some masking tape to really hold my fabric in place, especially while that glue dries. Now, I don't plan on removing this tape ever, but if you wanted to, you could tape it off, and then once your glue is dry, you can remove all of that tape. But again, this is the back. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to diagonally tape all my corners, and then I'll put one long piece of tape along the entire like frame of our fabric just to reinforce everything and keep everything really nice and tight and sturdy. And I'll just complete that same process for the rest of our corners and our edges, and then we'll be ready to move on to our framing. So I've cut all of my edges to have my mitered corners, and now what I need to do is figure out how much bigger I need to make this frame so that all of my scallops line up properly. If I sized this to fit perfectly around our board, we would have had some weird overlap with the scallop pattern, and it would have just looked not right. So I ended up making the frame slightly larger than the board itself so that our scallops all look really nice and seamless and we don't have any interruption in the pattern. Once I had all my pieces cut to size, I just put the whole frame together, matching up our edges as best as I could. Now, my plan here was to line everything up and then take some wood glue and glue it all together. And honestly, I probably should have done that, but I was really excited to get this project done and see it. So I did not exercise the amount of patience that I probably should have. So what I would recommend that you do is put all of your pieces together like I've done here, and then take your wood glue or whatever other glue you like the best. You could use E6000 if you wanted to. Let all of your pieces set probably overnight, and then you could use wood filler or yeah, I would use wood filler to fill in all of your seams, and then you can go in and attach it to your board and paint it. But I was, like I said, very impatient. I just wanted to get this done and see it all finished. So I'm again going to my masking tape and I'm just going to tape all of my pieces together, and then I'll flip the frame upside down, or I guess right side up, and attach it to my bulletin board that way. So I didn't actually glue any of these pieces together, nor did I fill in any of the seams. I might go back and do that and then just repaint it so that you don't see the seams in the end. But I'm just taping it and I'm going to attach it to my frame, just taped all together. And honestly, that's totally fine if you don't have any of the wood glue or any of the fancy stuff. Now that the frame is attached, I'm going to paint it. The color I'm using is a matte acrylic paint from Folk Art. It's called Adrift, and it's the perfect teal Tiffany blue. And now what I'm going to do is use a piece of cardstock, as you can see, underneath my scalloped frame so that when I paint it, I don't get any paint on my fabric. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could paint your frame before you attach it to your bulletin board. But like I said, I was just like really excited to see this all come together. So I probably didn't do this in the most proper order of operations. But anyway, it's totally fine if you do it this way. Just put a piece of paper or parchment paper, cardstock, whatever, underneath your frame so you don't get any paint where you don't want it to be. I did 2 coats of paint on my scalloped frame, and once that was all dry, we are all done. So once I had it finished, I had my husband hang it up right in front of my workspace standing desk so that it's very central to my craft room and it's easy for me to reference or add ideas to when I'm looking for a new project or some inspiration. I really, really love how this turned out. I do think I might do it again with a more patient technique maybe. But anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments as always. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything I've got coming up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Okay, love you.